Right, so we've got the start of the 50s, the second motor. Right now, live streaming has just gone live now. Lots and lots of cameras around the circuit. And we'll catch up with our race leaders just now. Just catch up with Travis Hart and a great race out in Moto 1. So the little kid from KwaZulu-Natal has gone out again, got the whole shot. Well, can you believe it? It's the 212. And that's William Sutherland, one of our trainers from Gauteng. His son Axel Sutherland, currently out in second place. Then we got the number 44, and that's Tian Sheppel out in third. Right, and what they did was just over lunchtime, they just put a tank on and just looked at some of the circuits. A little bit of water has been dumped down on the circuit just to retain the dust, even though we haven't had any dust at all today. So Travis Hart riding for the Alfie Cox dealership race team. You can see the heat on these little bicycles as well. A shortened circuit for the 50 riders. Right, so no change up the front. You can see how difficult that corner is. Very, very sandy for these 50s. There are some ruts, but the ruts are pretty soft. And obviously all these little motorbikes, 50, 60 automatics. Oh, yellow flags going up at the back end of the circuit. So it looks like one of our riders have gone down. That's Travis Hart. Right, number 6 moved up into third place. Right, but we still got Sutherland. Right, that's Milan Roux. Milan Roux's moved up into second place. Got ahead of Sutherland. Right, so there's still going to be quite a bit of chopping and changing as they go around. And look at the airtime that this little guy gets. Goes right on the left-hand side of the jump. And you can see the pace of that little 50 flat out going into that right-hander. So Travis Hart puts in so much effort. And you can follow him on Facebook, Travis Hart 16, and just follow this youngster's little journey. Brilliant at marketing himself, brilliant out on the track as well. Look at those deep ruts on the track. Wow, just showing us some of what's happening out there. But the MX1's preparing themselves. Oh, and another rider going down. Marshall's on point with their marshalling today. Right, so the number 16 machine slapped front. 44's gone up there. 16 has moved up a couple of places as well. Right, so we got Milan Burns, Easton Bartlett, Salvador Bastos, Gianno Ferreira, Logan Fulton, Gary Hammer, Travis Hart, Casper Kruger, Mason Mayer. Also quite a good ride out running in the top 5. Niels Papers, Milan Roux, Björn Skeppers, Tian Scheppel, Nate Small, Ethan Stahl. So lots and lots of 50 riders out there. Tate van der Nest, Chase van der Nest, 2 little riders also from the south coast in KwaZulu-Natal. Literally every province in South Africa been represented out at the Weather Motocross Park. Estimated a couple of thousand spectators out here today. Brilliant weather. A little bit of wind has picked up. It dries the track up somewhat. But still lots of grip, lots of drive out on the circuit. So no change up the order for Travis Hart on the number 16 Alfie Cox KTM SX 50. And this is where the circuit gets quite tricky for them. Lots and lots of dirt down there. Very, very soft sand. Travis Hart just going to the right of that jump and just missing some of those deep ruts on the takeoff of that jump. Coming into the Joker lane, and you can see these guys all opt to go up on the inside, go into the second jump. So come right through on the right-hand side, cross over and jump to the right-hand side. Another rider just getting picked up, and you'll see lots and lots of pickup marshals which are allowed out in this little 50 class. Right, so Travis Hart out front. And then we've got Axel in second place. Axel Sutherland. Little rider from Gauteng. Alex Webb out on that SX 50 as well. David Bashki, Enrico Bowers. And we know that he's pretty quick as well. Obviously didn't get out the start gate as quick as he wanted. Very, very long start for these 50s. Going down into that left-hander. And literally a hairpin coming back. It was so sloshy yesterday and so muddy. So many riders got stuck there yesterday. 50s could barely get around the circuit for the 3 practice sessions they had yesterday. More riders going down, but you can see this man Travis Hart in total control. Part of the Stegen family, Professor Phil Stegen, who ran motocross for many, many years in South Africa. And obviously his late uncle, a top rider many, many years ago as well. So motocross in the blood for the Stegen and Waz family as he cuts in up on the inside of one of the back markers. MX01 riders are out on that circuit. Right, so massive cool breeze just pulling in to the track, coming offshore off the Atlantic Ocean. Just cooling proceedings down a little bit, and great for the riders. But just coming through that Motorex turn. Obviously a quality brand lubricant from Europe. You can see how rough this track is getting. The braking acceleration bumps. Really starting to take its toll on these 50 riders. Such a classy little rider. You can see stands sits when he has to, gets back up on. Right, in case you missed what's happening out at Weathered Motocross track. Oh, and just have a look and see how deep those ruts are. One of the moms running up. Right, and they just showed how deep those ruts were for the 50, and the sand actually pretty soft. Looks a lot harder than what it is, and trust me, a lot more technical. Oh, and kids can only be kids. That's why we love Africa. It's one of the watering holes, and water gets pumped out of there to water the circuit. Right, so we are focusing on our race leader, and I'm sure his grandparents are sitting at home having a look and seeing exactly what their grandson is doing out here. In total control, dominated Heat 1, going to dominate Heat 2, going to walk away with the red plate and be the leader of the 2025 South African Motocross Championships. Rounds all over the countryside. KZN, Free State, Gauteng, and obviously we're going down to the Western Cape, and once again down to Port Elizabeth as well, as the last lap board comes out for Travis Hart. Just getting past some of the back markers. Oh, some of these kids have so much talent. Just even though they're automatic, they just wheelie over some of these bumps. It's a possible world champion and our future world champions out in this wonderful world of motocross. You see Travis Hart blasting it away. Not and if you ever just joined us, been a very challenging and difficult day. Our live timing bombed out this morning, making it so difficult. Obviously for all the competitors, especially for myself, we just have nothing to really work on. Oh, and one of the riders goes down. Oh, and it's Travis Hart. Travis Hart went down with about 3 corners to go. Oh, I wonder if he's lost position, but I think, yeah, he had a pretty healthy, comfortable lead. Yeah, I don't think he's lost any positions out there, has Travis Hart. Oh, and that's definitely not a rookie error, but that is such a difficult corner. Look how high that jump is. Right, and the checkered flag coming out. And even though he crashed out, still got the win. Sutherland, great ride there for him. In actual fact, a great ride for all our 50 riders out there. Action up next will be the Premier Class of Motocross in South Africa. In actual fact, all over the world. And that is the MX1 class. Lots and lots of factory teams out there. Going to be banging bars and going to war and doing battle. MX1 class just bombed out of those start gates. Cameron Duro having a great ride out in that first moto. Right, so we've got Callum Brusky on 777-24's Mark Carney, Adriano Catalano out on the 746, Cameron Duro 180's Milan on the 89-717, Callum Marriott, Jaden Proctor 81, 592's Honor Simon Slade Smith. But that's set up a fantastic system. Borg following our live streaming, and is it Duro that's gone out and got the whole shot. Not happy with his last MX2 heat. You can hear the power of these big 450s. Oh, and they're going to rip this track to shreds now. Those big 110 tyres at the back. Right, so these Duro out front. Got a win out in Moto 1. And certainly going to want to do it out in his second moto. Is he coming up under pressure like he did from... Right, just got my runner just running around and checking out who's in the zoo. What's happened to... right, so it's Ethan Hoffman, our little rider from Cape Town, currently in second place. And then we got the number 592 out in third. And that's Honor Simon. So two Cape Town riders in second and third at the moment. So I'm sure Dean Hoffman going to be so chuffed sitting back in Cape Town, seeing Ethan Hoffman having the ride of his life. Obviously, he's so fast. We know we've got Smith out there on the Honda. He's spent a lot of time in America. We've also got Mark Hart and both on the look at him over that whoop section, just floats right over them. So Hoffman and Simon having the rides of their life down at weathered MX Park in East London. World-class facility, world-class track. You can see how deep those ruts are. So Cameron Duro just checking out a little bit, pulling a little bit of a gap as they come past. The sound of those 450s just absolutely amazing. Right, looks like our second place man Hoffman, he's not going to give up. And I saw some footage down at Zone 7 this week. And that kid definitely was on the gas. Right, has Proctor moved up into third place. Is Duro going to come under pressure? Still a long race and lots of laps as the track just deteriorates lap after lap. Right, I think just having a look at our visuals, it looks like Duro might come under some pressure. Our second place rider definitely starting to catch up. Riders are going to be coming into our spectator view shortly. Right, what's happened to Catalano? What's happened to Carty, Brusca? Right, no, welcome return for Kieran Fitzgerald. Should be riding in the Vets Masters, but opting to run with the junior riders, multiple South African champions, South African off-road champion as well, and also Dakar contender. Right, so the pressure's on Duro. That gap definitely getting closer and closer. Oh, is Duro under pressure? Right, coming up past our spectator area. Oh, and Duro's under lots and lots of pressure.
1-3-3-7-7-8-3. That's 1-3-3-7 and then 7-8-3.
Right, looks like it's Slade Smith that's on a mission. Slade Smith is now putting Duro under huge pressure. Smith goes around the outside, cuts back up on the inside. So it's KTM versus Honda. Whoa, Smith made a bit of a mistake there. Just lost around about 5-6 bike lengths. And Ethan Hoffman still out in third place. So great ride there for the half. Right, Slade Smith caught right up to Cameron Duro. Made a big, massive mistake and just let off Duro off the hook. Slade Smith having a great Moto 1, but he's going to want this win out in Moto 2. Both these riders spent so much time racing the AMA American Motocross Outdoor Championships last year. Both of them spending lots of time there. Both of them actually are qualifying into some of the main events in the States. Duro heard that bike behind him and he's decided to check out now. Looked over his shoulder, saw that it was Slade Smith and has now decided to step up the pace a little bit. Royce Griffin out on the 141. Duro's definitely found some extra pace. Next up will be the 125 high school class. Right, what's happened to Smith? We saw out in that first motor was leading, and yeah, he went right over those bars, capsized properly, and had to fight his way back. Yes, I think Smith has now made another massive big mistake. Lost so much ground on the Red Bull KTM current champion.
1-7-8-3.
By Cameron Duro in total control out on that Red Bull KTM 450 SXF. They're going to be coming up to some of the back markers just now. So Ethan Hoffman now going to be coming under pressure from Slade Smith. Right, so we've got a KTM out front, followed by a Yamaha and then a Honda. You can see how quick Cameron is down this back section. Total control by Cameron Duro as he comes through Motul. Just look at the roost coming off that 110 back tyre of his. A lot of these riders opted to run scoop tyres because of the sandy conditions and obviously the super wet conditions yesterday, not using a normal tread pattern. You see the deep ruts going in to that corner. These 450s are definitely a handful around the circuit. Duro completing one more lap, just going past Mechanics Lane.
Number 4 is 81, number 5 is 590.
Right, looks like Jaden Proctor's moved up into fourth place. So Jaden having a good ride out in Moto 1, but he's now caught up to fourth. Right, so the wind has picked up huge. They're going to have to keep these bikes low. Right over this jump where they go to. The wind can blow you right off the side of this jump when that offshore wind comes up. Nice chilly breeze. So it looks like Cameron Duro in a commanding lead, really just gapped it between himself and Ethan Hoffman. But is Proctor starting to catch up in that fourth place? He wants that podium, he needs that podium. Mark Hardy also out on that 450 Monster Energy out of Africa Yamaha. Next up will be the 125 high school class. Nice deep rut there, and you can see Cameron Duro just rails through it out on that Red Bull KTM. These riders super fit. Machine of Jaden Proctor down in fifth place. Obviously not getting a great start. Was up there out in Moto 1. Broski has just gone through with Adriana Catalano, Royce Griffin still out there. Callum Marriott having a good ride as well with Seth van Arbile and Given van Roy, Given one of our little riders from Bloemfontein, just moved right up to the Premier class from 125s. Right, so not too much race time left out in this MX1 class. 2/3 race distance has been completed. And no change up the front. They seem to kind of just spread out amongst themselves. Just Smith out in second place. Third place, Jaden Proctor's moved up into third. Weed section really flattening out now, and yeah, all those steep little edges on it as of this morning all just been roosted right off. Looks like Cameron Duro having so much fun out there, just enjoying this motor, and he's going to make it 2 out of 2. You can see once you roll on the power and you get on the gas, that back end wants to step out, but fortunately enough soil on this track rolls around the outside of that berm, a little bit further in distance, but you can obviously still go flat out through that corner. Duro still coming through. Not enough race time for a second place rider, Slade Smith. Great start in first moto, went right over the bars, lost so much ground, caught right up to the row, and I think was busy planning an attack, and obviously made a massive, big mistake. Relegated him all the way down to fourth. Moved up into second now, ahead of Jaden Proctor. Right, so no change up in our top three. Burrow, Smith. Right, today's top swimming of ever done. Absolutely a fantastic coverage. Just only downfall is the live timing to get more results and know exactly what the gaps are between riders, how much race time they've done, how much they've got left. But we live in Africa and things do happen. Right, so first race down in the Eastern Cape in 14 years. Last event was at the Ganubi track. Right, so Jaden Proctor still hanging in third place. Just behind Slade Smith out on that new CRF 450 Honda. Right, so we're going to check and see how much race time is left. Will Cameron Duro coming around, going into Joker Lane, going over that step up, and the last lap board has come out for Cameron Duro. So probably around about a minute and 40 seconds he should get that checkered flag. The race on a little bit further back down the field. Slade Smith is starting to come under a bit of pressure from the Yamaha man. That's Jaden Proctor. So just on half a lap for the Red Bull KTM pilot. Current South African champion, and that's why he's running the number 1 plate, and certainly wants to retain it for 2025. No, he's going to be going to race abroad within the next couple of months in between our national championship events. Quite a few South Africans going to be venturing overseas. I know there is a campaign currently underway raising funds for South Africans to go race over, unfortunately, a very costly exercise with the exchange rate coming out from this wonderful country of ours. And a couple of more corners. Next up will be the MX 125 high school class. Right, only a couple of corners left. And the checkered flag is going to be coming out shortly for our race leader. You can see the riding style over that finished up. A nice little bit of a whip there. Right, so the win game to Cameron Duro. Second place will be Slade Smith. And then third place, Jaden Proctor out on the Monster Energy out of Africa Yamaha team. Right, next up will be the Kamikaze kids, and that's the 125 high school class. Well, what a start from the 1 to 12 high school class. It was Trey Cox. But we also know that the 444 of Tristan Duro, he led for quite a long time out in the beginning of that race. What is it, a Yamaha that's out front there? Right, now we've got Cruz Martin and Ashton Martin out on that Everest Wealth Ridgeway Yamahas. So yeah, we've got quite a few good team riders out there today. Quite a few factory teams, factory Yamahas, factory KTMs. Right, where's Trey Cox? Right, so top 3, top 4 just gone through a top 5, 6, and they all go over. Right, bit of overtaking. Sound like a bunch of angry bees, wasps out on the circuit. And this track has really got rough now after that last MX1 heat. And you can see the suspension really working overtime. Right, it's Trent Volsecki front Tristan Duro. They suffered a little bit, but you can see it's Volsecki. They suffered a little bit, but you can see it's Volsecki. Spent lots and lots of time in Europe last year. Literally rode in every European country across Europe, and spent a lot of time at one of the world's toughest tracks, and that's Rommel in Holland, Belgium in actual fact. Look at over those whoops, how they just keep that front wheel so light. Keep that front wheel up so it doesn't dig into the dirt. What a great ride there from Cruz Martin. And to think a couple of years ago during our lockdown, his motocross career nearly ended. Oh, can you believe Aidan Henley has moved up into third place. Oh, what a rider. So we have a Gas out front, followed by Yamaha, another Yamaha, then KTM. So the out of Africa Yamaha team certainly are going to be celebrating. Need to try and find out what's happened to Trey Cox, winner out in Moto 1. Bolsecki having lots and lots of fun out front there on that number 300. Henley, and then we've got Tristan Duro. Right, Ronald Graven from Kimberley's out there. Trevor Howell out on that number 457. Trevor putting in a huge effort yesterday in practice. Was a little bit difficult for him. Thor Johnson, Ashton Martin, and he's the older brother to the man out in second. So all these guys heading up against these big, and I will call them professional riders. These guys literally train 2-3 times a week. Henley, a former 85 cc South African champion. Such an amazing sport, but can be so cruel. You think you're in total control, and the next thing you're spat right over those bars. You can see Bolsecki's having lots and lots of fun. Just had a look over his shoulder just now, just to check the gap between himself and second place. And yeah, that sort of kind of indicates on how to pace yourself. Ryan Hunt from Torcroft, a specialist at race strategy. Bolsecki getting a great start as well. Oh, massive big braking bumps now forming. A little 65 guys are going to take some massive strain a little bit later. Right, so change out the front, and it's still Bolsecki. Right, Trey Cox is now moved up into third place. So Trey Cox is a man on a mission at the moment. Won the first moto, looking for a win out in the second moto. But the man that led Moto 1, the 444, that's Tristan DeRose, now moved up into second. So big mistakes there from Aidan Henley and Cruz Martin, two Yamaha pilots making real rookie mistakes, but the pressure on them out front. But Bolsecki has a massive gap between himself and the 444, and then the number 1 Red Bull KTM rider, and that's Trey Cox. So Trey now moved up into third place. Blake Frost also out in this high school class out on that number 29 machine, and he's ahead of the 999 of Levi Goodman. Not a great start there for Ronald Graven, little pilot from Kimberley out in the number 24 machine. Trevor Howell on the 457. Levi Goodman just piling on the pressure, and yeah, try catch up with Thor Johnson and Ashton Martin. Riley Rocha riding for the Better Brands team from Zimbabwe. And the Zimbabwe rider as well, Cameron Stuckey, played Tilly, and we know he can be fast as well, making a welcome return after a little bit of a sabbatical from MX last year. And obviously welcome Pekisa, his home track. Brilliant ride there from Trent Bolsecki, riding MX2 as well a little bit later. And so he's actually our top three riders, all riding 125, suffered a bit of arm pump out in Moto 1. But it looks like Tristan Deroe, the younger brother of Cameron Deroe, going to be leading this charge on that Motorex KTM. Well, we'll have to try and find out what happened to Bolsecki. Saw his bike lined up, but he's okay, and that's what's important. Right, so there goes our race leader now. But has Trey Cox got enough time? He did it out in Moto 1. Is he going to do it out in Moto 2? But it looks like there's quite a bit of a gap between first and second. Well, at least we know Bolsecki is okay. He was standing up. Right, there goes Trey Cox. He's just gone past. Hopefully not going to affect the outcome of this moto. All we need is one rider to cross jump, and the results can be catastrophic. Looks like the gap between Trey Cox and Tristan Deroe just closing up a little bit as I go down that back end of the circuit. Looks like Thor Johnson had just gone past. Also in that Monster Energy out of Africa Yamaha team, Ronald Graven has just gone through. No, we know that he can be pretty fast. That's Ashton Martin, just been dogged with injuries week after week, month after month, but made a welcome return. He wants those maximum national championship points. Right, so Cox is the man on a mission at the moment. He knows exactly where his arch rival is. Both these riders from KwaZulu-Natal spend a lot of time at Thunder Valley. Right, so Cox is definitely closing up. Like he did in Moto 1. He's going to do the same in Moto 2. Right, so the race on. If you're not driving trackside, oh, and has he got past? It looks like Cox has managed to get through. The Red Bull KTM rider now going to make it 2 out of 2. Nope, he still hasn't. It looks like right, Cox goes around the inside. Oh, and they literally are side by side as they go into the left-hander. Right, so Cox has now officially gone past Tristan Deroe. Although Deroe suffered from arm pump in that first motor, it looks like that's what's happening in the second motor. Just battling to hang on to that motorbike. So Razel runs the dealership, and yeah, bit of a tough life having 3 super fast and I will say world-class riders. So Red Bull KTM out in first place, Motorex KTM of Tristan Deroe in second. Don't think too much race time left for these riders. Oh, what a great ride there. Going to be so chuffed. Trey Cox. Right, so what a great race there. So 2 out of 2 for Red Bull KTM Trey Cox. Right up next will be the ladies, and they'll be followed by the 85 class.
They're trying best, man. They're trying as hard as they can. Yeah. When you're sitting, what you're doing with lap times, you're doing very well. Beautiful. He set up an extra camera now. He's been pushing. He said to me, Phil, I've learned so much today at this event. Yeah. The next one. There you go. That's the attitude.
But that's the start of the ladies' race. And is it going to be Ivana Fenton? It looks like she's got the whole shot again. Ivana Fenton, she definitely wants to make it 2 out of 2. Genevieve Edwards, Michaela Hills, Peyton Love, Chloe Woodendahl, Jessica Osner getting a third, Bianca Brout-Jones, and we've also got Chloe Ria from Cape Town, and Tasman Stranka Harder. So quite a lot of, and I believe around about 24, 26 riders coming out of Cape Town. Right, so it looks like a bit of a race out front there. So it doesn't look like Fenta's going to dominate like she did in Heat 1. These two ladies on hard trying to catch up with who they are. We'll send our runner down trackside just now. Right, if you've just joined us, race fans, of our live streaming, welcome to the Eastern Cape weathered motocross track in East London. Lots and lots of racing still to take place this afternoon. We've got some great investors in this game. TRP Distributors, Venture Sport, Bar Cargo. Right, looks like we've actually got a new race leader. That doesn't look like Fenta there, but I'll wait for my runner to come back and give me some feedback. Right, so Zoe Britta, that's out front. And then we got the number 16 machine out in second. And that's Kelly Biertger. And then the 21 machine out in third. That's Jessica Osner. So what's happened to our race winner of Heat 1, Ivana Fenta? She's not out there at the moment. Did she have a problem somewhere along the circuit? So we're going to have a new race leader. And obviously, at the end of the day, a lot of these ladies want to walk away with the red plate going into our second round of Motocross Championships. But still pretty close out our top three. So lots and lots can change. So we Bert still leading ahead of the number 16 machine of Kelly Biertger. And I'm sure she's going to be tough to get a podium today. Jessica Osner, third in the first motor, and currently lying in third. Valuable South African Championship points. So still quite close up front with these ladies. And look at the airtime they get over that massive big tabletop at the back end of the circuit. Literally jump everything that the big bikes do. So these ladies absolutely phenomenal and brilliant at what they're doing. Going to try and find out what's happened with Ivana Fenta. '85 class will be coming up next. So no change up the front. Top three are still running. Right, it looks like somebody's catching up into that fourth place. Is it Ivana Fenta? We know she dominated Heat 1. Must have made a mistake out on that first lap, or either in turn 1. So 1, 2, 3, right. It looks like Fenta's now moved up into third place. Ivana Fenta. And she's got both those ladies right in her sight as the number 68 machine goes through. And that's Chloe Ria from Zone 7 down in Cape Town. We've obviously got a national championship down there this year as well. Right, looks like Venta's now going to be pushing our top three ladies all within a couple of meters of each other. Right, and there comes Venta around on the outside. Whoa, and our race leader, 128, went flying right over that jump. So Zoe worked second in Moto 1, but going to be coming under pressure as Ivana Venta starts closing up. Ivana goes around the outside of Zoe. Zoe gets into that deep rut, gets on the gas, a much quicker line through there. So our top four ladies all still pretty close. Right, so it looks like Ivana Venta coming around the outside of Zoe Huerta. Just see when our camera crew picks it up. Row Studios, brilliant live streaming coverage. 4 cameramen have actually set up a 5th camera out on circuit. Ivana Venta goes, but Zoe Huerta really running such a nice tight line. Right, and Venta goes side by side as they go down. Venta comes up on the inside, gets past Huerta. Huerta goes right around the outside. Not a great line choice. So it looks like it's going to be 2 out of 2 for Ivana Venta. And the two of them have just gapped it now from our 3rd place rider. Gary Biertko still hanging in there. But Ivana's gone to the front and just pulling all the stops out. Chloe Widdendal on the 47, Bianca Prout-Jones 91, and just recently came off an operation on her ankle from a bit of a motocross crash. So fitness not there, but having an absolute blast out at weathered motocross track. Massive airtime there for Ivana Venta. Quite a bit of roost being picked up from these back tyres when they get on the dash. They're just coming past some of the back markers as well. So lots of overtaking opportunities out on this track. Literally every corner has 3 possible lines to overtake. Just watching some of these top riders, they're running right on the edge of the circuit. Obviously, the middle of the circuit where 90% of the riders go, and it gets so rough. Braking bumps, acceleration bumps, and if you keep right to the right-hand side of the circuit or the left-hand side, pretty unused, and definitely a smooth line on the edges of the circuit. It looks like Venta's just slowed down somewhat. Obviously knows that she's pulled a little bit of a gap between herself and second place rider. I'm sure Jessica Osner still running in that podium position. Genevieve Edwards on number 12 and the 738 of Michaela Hills. And Peyton Love on the number 84 machine. First national championships of her long career, coming all the way from Belito up in the north coast. Race leader just getting some signaling from pit crew on the right hand side as she went past the finish. So it will be the MX3 vets followed by a 65 and then the MX2 class. Such a smooth ride there from Ivana Fenter. In actual fact, last year was on an 85 two-stroke and went up to 125. And now gone on to the 250 as four strokes. So the transition been super quick for Ivana Fenter, and it certainly has paid its dividends. Going to be walking away here with 50 South African Championship points after round one. Bianca Pratt-Jones going down the back end of the circuit. Chloe Widdendal and Jessica Osner. Tasman Strunkharder. Her and her husband both racing out at Weathered MX Park today. It's the number 127 machine. That's Tasman Strunkharder. Now we know motocross worldwide, unbelievable. Lotte van Drunen, world ladies champion, rode in MX2 class and beat 80% of the riders. So it just shows you the talent that some of these ladies actually have. Right, just checking to see what's happening out. Our race leader still going. But is Zoe Buerta coming under pressure for that second and third place? Or has Zoe Buerta gone out to the front? Looks like she might have a good possibility, but there goes Ivana Fenter. Just shows you how well prepped this circuit is. Absolutely no dust, no mud. Bikes don't even need to be washed, even though we have Prepsil as one of our sponsors. But lots and lots of preparation now for our second round of our national championships. Right, so Ivana Fenter goes through. Going to be going into Joker Lane, and I don't think too much race time left. Over that finish tabletop, and yep, last lap board has gone out for Ivana Fenter. She's going to make it 2 out of 2. Zoe Buerta still out in second place. Michaela Hills on the 73884 Peyton Love, Toby Windall, and Jessica Osner out in third place. Also got a third out in that first motor. So all these ladies are going to be happy to walk away with lots and lots of points bagged for today. Red plate at this stage going to be going to Fenta. As I mentioned earlier, her trainer is actually a lady, and that's Megan Prinsloo, who spent quite a bit of time racing over in the States. Done quite a lot of racing in South Africa as well. So a lot of top trainers getting these athletes to perform the way they are at the moment. I see Ivana Venter, not too much time left, and that checkered flag are going to be coming out for her. It's the number 21 machine. And that's Jessica Osner currently in third. Whoa, who's gone down? Right, and it's the number 12 that's gone down. And that's Genevieve Edwards. And you can see how quickly she picked up that bike. Obviously been taught to pick up. These bikes weigh so much more than some of these pilots do. A little bit of help from our official marshals. Right, is that checkered flag going to come out? Going to go through our spectator zone. And you can see how rough it's got there now. Going to go down the straight through into Joker Lane. So happy Derek and Isabel Fenter with their daughter walking away with 50 championship points. Number 32, and that's Ivana Fenter getting the checkered flag. Going to be followed, and she's going to be coming out just now, and that's Zoe Buerta. And then it looks like third place has gone to Jessica Osner. Right up next will be MX3 vets, and obviously our support class. Right, just to give you a weather update, it has got a hell of a lot cooler than it was earlier. Bit of offshore wind coming off the Atlantic Ocean, but rain not forecast, and the track just held out so well. Put a little bit of water down one or two of the sections earlier, but track really brilliant. Rutted to pieces, but that's what motocross tracks. And just having a look at this, very similar to a lot of our European tracks over in Europe, especially Holland. The soil pretty similar to the European tracks. Nice long track as well, built on a bit of a natural terrain, bit of elevation on 2-3 parts of the circuit. Right, and we'll catch up with you shortly with MX3 vets, and our support class. Right, so the MX3. Oh no, this actually looks like it could be the 85 class. Oh, my apologies. Yep, and it is the 85s. MX3s will be coming up after this. Right, it was Kretzmann that got the whole shot and led Heat 1. But we know Brody Bircher. Oh, look how chaotic it is going into that left-hander. Literally all side by side as they go through. Right, so just running through some of the entries. Number 30, Brody Bircher. We've got Liam Kenyatta, Ruben Kaywood, Keegan Crawford, Maxwell Fourie, Evan Frost, Owen Graven, Viv Howell. Got a fifth out in that first motor. Quentin Kretzmann, Cabela led Waba, Keegan Miles, Thomas Miller. And then we got Cassie van Zyl, also great riding Motor 1, Brandon van Zyl, Julian van Jaarsveld, Seth van der Walt, and Aiden Retief from Port Elizabeth, Ruan Plecker. Give an update as soon as our runner comes in, gives me what's happening. But it is Kretzmann. Oh, he's already stamped his authority out in this motor. Look at the airtime this youngster gets. Absolutely flat out. Kretzmann definitely on a mission. Trying to catch up with Viv Howell. I know when I chatted to him earlier, he was happy with his fifth, but mentioned he's capable of a podium. Little kid from Bloemfontein. Oh, and just look at the aggression on Kretzmann. Literally ring these little 85s. But he's coming under pressure. He's at Bircher in second place. Current South African champion leading out in the second motor. Already bagged the first motor. Lots of action a little bit further down the field. Got Aiden Retief, Ron Plecker, Cabello led Waba, got a podium out in that first motor. So he's hanging in there with Maxwell Fourie, Ruben Kaywood, Viv Howell. As they come past spectator zone. But it looks like it is Bircher. And Kretzmann not having it all his own way. Right, so it's Kretzmann from Frost. Right, so Evan Frost from KZN down into second place. What's happened to Bircher? Right, so the 280, and that's the Cabello-led Waba. That's out in third. Got a third in the second heat. Frost got a first in that first heat. And now he's in second place. Oh, and just look at the pace of these guys. Two Natal riders out in first and second, but it looks like Frost is starting to put the pressure on, even though Frost having the ride of his life. Cressman, he's well aware of where Frost is. These guys all ride at the same venues down at Thunder Valley in KZN. They also use the Hammersdale circuit quite often for training. Right, so Frost is going to be pushing it nice, a bit of styling there from Cressman. Cabello Ledwaba still out in third place. But what's happened? Two of riders just falling back. One Graven, Maxwell Ferry. And we've also got Aiden Retief, former South African champion, just moved up to 85 this year, all the way from the Rover Raceway in Port Elizabeth. Right, so it looks like Cressman has put a little bit of a gap between himself and Evan Frost. It looks like third place rider Cabela Ledwaba just backing off. Oh, look how quick these 85s are around that 180 hairpin. So soft, so sandy, but they get on the gas and just apply that power, throttle control on these youngsters. Absolutely brilliant. Right, so Evan Frost is he's going to hang in there, but I know Cressman, very talented, and pitboards coming out, a lot of support from family, friends, and their pit crew as they go past the mechanics area. Right, Cressman's decided it's time to check out. He looked over his shoulder, but Evan Frost not going to be giving up on this. Not at all. It's how quick these riders are down that back straight. It's just jump, land, get on the gas, jump, land, get on the gas again, and off they go. But one or two bike lengths in that last two-thirds of a lap. Cabello Ledwaba still out in third place. Riders opting for different lines as they go through that joker lane. You can go either left, right, and it's a chance you take. If you want to overtake, you've got to go and around that area. But so Cressman just hanging on. Cabello led Wyber still out there. Aiden Retief having a much better ride out in this motor, trying to catch up with Vimhel. Did get a fifth in that first motor, and I'm sure he's going to be running that top five again. But at the moment, our focus is on the number one reigning champion, Fenton Cressman. Right, he's definitely started putting a gap on himself, and Evan Frost is just going to keep the wheels upright and go for that second position and wait till we get to the next round. A long season, 16 races in total. Cressman are going to be going up to 125s next year. So going to want to end off with a double win, obviously 2024 and 2025. Right, Cressman definitely started pulling a bit of a gap. Right, we'll be the MX3 bets next, followed by 65. And then the final motor today is going to be the MX2 class. And as we saw in Moto 1, some real action out there. Right, so no change out the front. Cabello Ledwaba still out in third place. Vimhel just catching up a little bit in the latter part of this race. Had some great racing done at Tesla last year. You can see all these step ups, step downs, these little 85 guys just flying over there, maintaining and landing, just unbelievable. Kretsman has, no, the gap looks like Frost has started catching up again. So Evan Frost, probably the quickest man out on circuit at the moment. Unfortunately, our live timing not working. It definitely, Evan Frost is catching up to Kretsman. They haven't got too much race time left, so I hope he hasn't left a little too late. But that gap definitely closing. Frost is on a mission at the moment. Both these guys getting massive airtime. It's Aiden Retief going through now. Little rider from Port Elizabeth. Spends most of his life on the sandy circuits of Rover Raceway. Right, and look at that gap. It's got closer. Look at these guys just wheeling over those whoop sections. Whoa, Kretsman looks over his shoulder. He can hear that Evan Frost is there. I spent some time with Frost in Zimbabwe, and we know how aggressive this kid can be. Right, deep breaths. Oh, and Frost just gets those wheels lost so much time. Just front wheel ran right out of that lean angle for him, unfortunately. Just let Kretsman off the hook a little bit. But certainly going to be a great 2025 if anything goes to go by today. Triple second of Brandon Van Wyk going, Brandon Van going through. 42, and that's Aiden Retief. Oh no, one of the riders going down there, but back up and running, and you can see that corner, how tough and challenging that corner is, especially with these little small wheels. Only 16-inch rear wheels, 19-inch front wheels, and these braking acceleration bumps are very demanding for the smaller bikes. Right, it looks like Frost is now really fighting back. Frost is a man on the move. Not too much race time left, and they are going to be coming up to some back markers. Will this affect what's happening? They literally are side by side. Whoa, Frost has gone through, run outside. Wow, I don't think Kretsman saw that coming. Right, is there problems with Kretsman? Nope, he's got back on it. I think he was taken by total shock that Frost managed to come through on him. Right, that means if it stays this way, they're getting up on the same championship points for the day. But the way the rules are read, whoever wins the second motor gets the overall win for the day, even though they're on the exact same points. So what a great ride there from Evan Frost. From the rider from KwaZulu-Natal, Evan Frost. He's going to bag those winning points. And I'm sure not too much race time. We'll try and find out. They're going to be coming past the start to finish shortly. Will that last lap board come out? Oh, just action all over the circuit at the moment. Just flying past our camera crew. Nice to be giving Keegan Miles, Ruan Plucker, Seth van der Walt and Julian van Jaarsveld some coverage out on the circuit. And look at this man, he certainly is on a mission. Let's see if that last lap order comes out. Yeah, Cressman dominated Heat 1. That rut is coming through that corner. Going up the back end of the circuit. But still frost from Kretsman, from Cabello Ledwaba. And in third place, Viv Howell still running out our top 5. Obviously, Evan got his brother Blake riding out in the MX 125 class. So done his 2 motos. Very passionate and dedicated motocross family. The dad, the former racer in his wild youth. Oh no, looks like one of the riders gone down. Amazing how quickly they pick these bikes up. Valuable time, valuable championship points lost when you go in that capsize and fall over. On that back section, really a stunning part of the circuit, the design and development of the circuit world class. Just a variation of just about everything that you'd want and expect in the wonderful world of motocross. Race leaders going past some of the back markers. Evan Frost coming through over that massive big tabletop. Where's Kretsman? They're coming up to some back markers, and this could make or break your race. But Evan Frost he's going to go up on the inside. Oh, the checkered flag has come out. So I think it's Frost from Trenton Kretsman. So both riders finish on the same points. Karabo Ledwaba going to be happy to be on the podium. Right next up, Vets and MX03, and then our support class. So great race out in the 85 Pro Mini class, and we'll catch up with you shortly. Still 3 more races to go, 65 after the Vets, and then the big bang, huge massive class of MX2. just getting rougher and rougher as the day goes by. But there's the number 14 machine. That's actually 114, and that's Overy. Right, so Danuka having a great run there with Deploy and Dutoy. Jan Ryan, our rider from the Cape. Brandon Wheeler out on the 73.
Should be in every
Right, so no change up at the leaderboard. Still David Goosen out on that 250 two-stroke. In actual fact, that thing runs like a 300, so it's probably got a big ball kit in it. But nonetheless, that pilot is what makes that machine so quick. Oh, look at the left-hand, right-hand lane going into that corner. Some brilliant coverage there from our cameraman. Oh, and the 141 getting a little bit squirrely, and that's Royce Griffin. But Royce running out in second place out on that big 450. Nice riding. Whoa, look at the airtime that Royce Griffin gets. Just rails around that berm, absolutely flat out. Right, just getting past some of the lappers already. MX65 will be up next, and they'll be followed by the MX2 last and final heat out here at weathered motocross. Oh, look at the speed of Griffin down that back straight. Sean Strunkider out on the number 100 machine. Levi Doherty 99. 15 of Deploy. 114 of Dutoy. Then Jan Ryan riding that 51573 is Brandon Wheeler. Greg Caldenas on the 34. Greg Caldenas actually run that number 34 through his whole national superbike career, his international superbike career. Still competing today after a massive crash yesterday, just sort of kind of hurting and injuring his shoulder a little bit, his right shoulder. But chatted to him this morning and was going to come back and carry on doing what he's doing. Has Griffin gone to the lead? Nice little play pool, and kids were inside there this morning having a little bit of a mud bath and a mud fight. That's why we love Africa so much. Right, so the sun beating down now. All the dark clouds have moved away. And offshore wind has dropped. Track conditions still brilliant, rough, challenging, demanding, but circuit absolutely prime at the moment. Another two great races coming up. And obviously today brought to you by TLP, Tarantino Racing Products. Lots and lots of quality brands imported. And Venture Sport, part of TLP, the sister company to TLP, Bar Cargo, Bikewise, Pepsil, Second Technologies. And obviously associated sponsors are Red Bull and Bandit Graphics. Talkcraft one of the investors, big investor, actually out in the circuit itself. So Ryan Hunt doing lots and lots of for motocross in South Africa, as does Jim Tarantino. Well, I'm almost sure that Royce Griffin is leading this. What's happened to David Goosen? He was out front earlier. I haven't seen much of him on our monitors at the moment. But Royce Griffin really flying around the circuit at the moment in total control. Goes around the outside of the Joker lane, cuts back in on the inside, over that finish top, going down to the finish line. Obviously, Betts, Masters and Support run a little bit of shorter races. Right, look at the pace of Griffin going down the back, and he's going to be going over into that whoop section as he comes off that tabletop into the left-hander. That rhythm whoop section, just absolutely unbelievable. No mud, no dust. Going through 20, and obviously those 20 air filters really working so well out for 168 entries we've got out here at the border promoted event and hosted by the weathered motocross tracks as they go down the back, coming into that left hairpin. But so what's happened to Deploy? What's happened to David Goosen? Not much coverage out there at the moment. And you can see how dark that corner is. Obviously, the sun is starting to set. And lots and lots of dark patches going into some of those corners, especially where the tree line is. And difficult to see the ruts itself. You can see the shadows just following these bikes. So beautiful weather at the moment out in the Eastern Cape. Right, that's the number 61. Obviously, a lot of these supporter riders just battling it out there and just trying to maintain and get past as the 73 of Wheeler, Jan Ryan and Greg Gelderhuis go through. Graham Overy on the 114. But the man at the moment, Royce Griffin, David Goosen also out there. Not sure if David's going to do all the nationals. Be great for the brand that he supports at Bikewise. And there's one of them right there. That's Pirelli tyres. And most of these riders today using the Pirelli scoops. The best choice of tyre with the sandy conditions and the wet weather conditions of yesterday. Not too much race time left. MX3 vets. And obviously our support, class support, are people that are just breaking into the motocross game. But it definitely looks like Royce Griffin is the man to watch at the moment. He's going to bag those 25 national championship points. Long season. Another 14 races to go nationally. I think Royce Griffin could be pretty capable of riding out in that MX1 class. You can see the deep ruts out on circuit. When we arrived this morning, the track looked like a highway. Put a rip on last night, did the takeoffs and the landings out on this circuit, and just prepped it world class. Had a chat to Jim Tarantino from TRP Products, obviously the king of Saddleback, one of America's hottest motocross riders, big sponsor in South Africa. And like he said to me, if we could just pick up this whole venue and move it anywhere we want, we would have awesome crowd, awesome, amazing racing, and certainly a hidden gem down in the Eastern Cape. And certainly deserved national status. Right, so Royce Griffin now starting to just get past some of the lappers. Whoop, it goes right in the inside in the middle of two of them. It's a bit of a sketchy, scary moment. But looks like all these riders are in control, know exactly what they're doing out there. Royce Griffin really lapping very, very quickly. So I'm sure something must have happened to David Goosen out on that number 21 machine. He's sort of not around, haven't seen him anywhere, unless all the focus is on Royce Griffin. And if I'm not mistaken, comes out of the Rover Raceway in Port Elizabeth. But we're going to catch up, and I'm sure it's not going to be long in that last lap board, and checkered flags are going to be coming out for Royce. And it has indeed, as he goes into Park Ferme. So great ride there for Royce Griffin. I'm sure going to take the overall honours for the day today. And action up next will be the 65 class. Right, folks, and if you have just joined us, Row Studios have brought the live streaming. Been a bit of a tough and challenging time as our live timing blew up this morning due to electrical issues out at the circuit. So, yeah, we've tried to give the best coverage we could. Very, very difficult not having the live timing, which we obviously incorporate into our live streaming. But we appreciate the support from all our race fans. And obviously this is the first race meeting ever held at Weathered. What they've done is absolutely phenomenal. It's beyond all of our expectations. And Motocross South Africa can only build on this. Obviously, we live in Africa, and we've got to deal with certain issues thrown at us. But nonetheless, we've had a great day out here today. 2 more races to go, and we'll catch up with you for the MX 65 class coming up shortly. But it is 65 on circuit it was. That first motor. Just running through, we've got Mason Bonds, London Workers, Henry Kawawas, David Bushki, 981, 38, Ferdinand Golden, 100, BBC, 201, Llewellyn Edwards, 888, 86 is Aidan Fisher, 700, Cameron Fraser, and actually a little rider from Zimbabwe, Cameron Fraser. Then 33, Riley Geldenhuis, our local rider from East London, Mika Hendrickson, 66.5, Quibby Cressman, Ross Mackenzie, 85, 34 is Joshua Zion Nordia. What a massive class. Raiden Wolves on the 345, 911, Rowan Vessels, Troy van Wenzel on 63, 404 is Rice Wenzel, the two Walker brothers, 105 and 118. 104 is Richard Smith, Nathan Small, 511, Sakila Kataya on number 7, Coral Pretorius, 49, and 194, Sean Woodnall. So really a stacked 65 class. Going to give you an update shortly. Right, so it's Ross Mackenzie out in first place. Right, so it's Mackenzie out front again. Is he going to make it 2 out of 2? And get those 50 championship points. Out in second place is the number 404 and 345 and 404, and that's Rice Wenzel. Whoa, Carl Rice Wenzel, what a turnaround for the books. And then 345 is currently out in third place. And that's Raiden Wolves, and we know how strong he was towards the end of 2024.
Mr. Makalima, Mr. Roscoe Bangkok, please come and check
But so Mackenzie's definitely a man on the mission at the moment. Riding for the Alfie Cox ASP Global Race Team. And obviously Evan Frost winning the 85, so also riding for Alfie Cox. Alfie Cox KTM dealership down in Cater Ridge really got some classy junior riders out here today. So great results for Alf and his crew. Wow, it's getting dark and darker in that corner as the sun sets on the other end of the circuit. Mackenzie going up to the Pro Mini class next year. Look how deep those ruts lie as they go through Joker Lane. And it looks like most of the riders have actually opted to go on the shorter route. It looks a little bit rougher to me, but obviously it is a faster route. One also has to defend your lines and stay on the race line. Consider the width of this track. Some corners run about 9 meters wide, so way above a 5-6 meter regulation sort of track. Next up, final race of the day, and that's going to be the MX2. And will Luke Grundy on that 450 Red Bull KTM take the lead. And I think we're going to have a turnabout for the books. But Mackenzie, right now, going to make it 2 out of 2. Wants to walk away with that red plate going into our second round of our championships. That's a great ride there by the 404, and that's Carl Wenzel. And we know the 345 of Raiden Wolves. He's not going to be giving up this title chase. Got Tony Riddell, a former Springbok Motocross International factory rider, as his personal trainer. Absolutely a flawless ride there from Ross Mackenzie. Right, already starting to come up to some of the back markers. But it looks like Raiden Wolves is starting to close up, and he's going to start putting pressure on our race leader. Still a bit of a gap, but looks like his left shoulder, and he can see that he has got some. So Ross Mackenzie going to be coming under some pressure, and you can see those ruts. And you can't afford to just get out of that rut. If you cross a rut, that bike's going to split you right over onto the landing of that jump. So one has to hit that jump absolutely 100% straight. Oh no, over that little bit of a double step down. But these little 85 guys, and you'll see when they go down the back end of the circuit, they can literally jump everything that the big 450 MXs ride. Seen most of these riders grow up from 50s right up until the Premier class. And this certainly is the stepping stone to the real world of motocross power to weight ratio. Probably the quickest bikes on the circuit, and especially if you take the age of these riders between sort of 8 and 12 years of age. So in essence, still babies. Wolves goes up on the inside of Joker Lane. Mackenzie goes around the outside of the Joker Lane. Nice right there from Mika Hendricks and Kirby Kretzmann. Joshua Ziana Nordia still trying to find his feet. And now we need to find out where Riley Geldenhuys is. Former South African champion as well. And unfortunately last year just having a bit of a hassle towards the end of the season, but moved up into this 65 class now. Could have been a double South African 15 champion, but as we've mentioned before, the greatest sport in the world, it can be so cruel. And that's what makes men out of these riders. The discipline, respect, and mannerism that these riders carry is phenomenal. You want to get your kid involved, get hold of our MX National Facebook page, and somebody along the line will direct you. Lots and lots of development programs happening. There's actually one happening down in Thunder Valley next week. So if you live down in KZN and you want to get your kid involved in this sport, head to Thunder Valley next week, Sunday. If he's got a bike, bring it with. Two of our top trainers, Andre Dearden and Wyatt Davis, will be doing some training for the children. So it'll be a great day out. Lots and lots of development initiative programs within Motorsport South Africa and FIM Africa. And today's testimony to all the hard work and effort put in by governing bodies. 168 entries today, which is fantastic. And motocross is on the up as our race leader Ross Mackenzie out of that 85 machine goes. Not too much race time left. And the weather's cleared up so nicely. Not too many clouds left. Those dark clouds have left. Humidity has kicked in, making it a little bit more difficult for some of these riders. Obviously, with dehydration, the kit they wear is just out of this world. The safety protective clothing that is available for motocross riders. Right, so Mackenzie's definitely checked out now against Raiden Walls. Also, lots of credit to the motorsport media photographers out at Weathered. Nice bit of a shot there of Josh Zion Nordia. Mason Bars, Enrico Barwise, David Bashki. A lot of new riders out in this class. Llewellyn Edwards, Aidan Fisher, Cameron Fraser, and Cameron making his debut in South African motocross. And only rides one track up in Zimbabwe, and that's the Donnybrook circuit, well renowned worldwide for international motocross and supercross. And you can see Ross Mackenzie just finding some really good lines there on that Alfie Cox ASP gas. Ross now starting to lap a couple more riders out there. Mackenzie definitely found the flow on this circuit. I know he actually came out about a week ago, and they sort of kind of had a little bit of a club race down here. Came all the way from Maritzburg, and the dividends they've paid off. I'm sure probably only about a lap or so to go for Mackenzie. Raiden Wolves still hanging in there as well as 404. Had a great start, and that's Carl Rice Wenzel. Got a great start. Running in the top 5 most of the race. Just dropped back a little bit on Mackenzie, and it looked like Wolves was going to challenge at one stage, but seems to have backed off a little bit. Yeah, quite often one needs to make the decision and know that you're not going to catch that winner. You're going to come back and work harder next national, but let's go for those valuable championship points as Ross Mackenzie flies past some of our back markers. Going to be coming through into Joker Lane, over a tabletop, over a little bit of a right-hand jump as they come through. Just goes a little bit wider as he goes past. So the reaction time and change of direction is so important in motocross. Right, Ross Mackenzie's going to be heading towards the finish line. Let's check and see if it's a checkered flag, last lap board. Right, going over that step up. Nope, still some more race time. Getting some signalling there from his pit crew. Oh no, who's gone down? One of our 65 riders, and yesterday they battled so much with the mud. So still Mackenzie from Wolves from Bensel. MX, two riders busy lining up at the moment, all in pre-race paddock. And they're going to be waiting for that 15-second, 5-second board, and they're going to be blasting away for the final motor at Weathered MX. Today's race meeting dedicated to the late Aidan, who originally came up with the concept 7 years ago. So Aidan Rutherford, a special day, and obviously this morning paid a tribute to his contribution to what's happened out here at Weathered. 7 years ago this dream started, and 7 years later we have the first run of the national championships, and most certainly are going to be coming back next year for sure, without a doubt. Right, so he's coming through about a half a lap, and I think that last lap board will then come out. Race leader got the whole shot, dominated heat 1, going to be dominating heat 2 as he goes through the joker lane, going over that step up, and the checkered flag has come out for Ross Mackenzie, riding for the Alfie Cox Global ASP. Raiden Wolves Bensel taking up some of the final spots. Next up will be the MX2 class, and definitely going to be action-packed. Track is rough, track is challenging, and track is so demanding, and we'll catch up with you shortly. Next up will be the MX2 class. If you're not down that trackside, make your way down there. There's an action-packed Moto 1, Moto 2, going to be even better, guaranteed. So make your way down that trackside. MX2 riders going to be coming under starters orders shortly. One of those stunning weathered ladies going to be doing that 15-second, 5-second board. Right, and was the Red Bull KTM team first and second out in that first motor. We know Mark Carty is fast. We know Trey Cox is fast. Lots of fast riders. A lot of riders coming up from the 1 to 5 high school class into this MX2. But the Red Bull KTMs of Cameron DeRoe got a second out in that Moto 1. Won both MX1 races. And does he want to make this last one himself? But I know Grundy is on a mission at the moment. Right, so that's a 15-second board up. It flips over to 5 seconds. And between 5 and 7 seconds, that gate drops. Who's going to get that whole shot? And it looks like it's one of the factory KTM riders, but it looks like it's Jaden Proctor that's gone around the outside of all of them. Oh, and it is Cameron DeRoe, but he's got his teammate up there with him. And we've also got Jaden Proctor, who's also had a fantastic start out in this MX2 class. Trey Cox doing his debut, as is Ryan Adler, as is Trent Bolsecki. Got Garrick Henry out there as well. And that Yamaha. Right, so he's the number 1 machine out front, and it looks like it's Yamaha of Jaden Proctor, the Monster Energy out of Africa. Yamaha in second place. Where's Carty? Carty's also up there. And we know how fast Mark Carty can go as well. Callum Marriott on the 717 had a good ride out in that first heat as well. Got Matthew Correa, Marco Churti, Ryan Adler, Brees Romans, our local rider from East Lane at Trent Bolsecki's out there. Jordan van Wyk had a bit of an issue. Whoop, and somebody's gone down big. Calling for medical personnel when the yellow flag and the white flag go up. Brilliant marshalling from our marshals, yeah. I'll just look how quick these 250s get around the corner. Right, so Cameron DeRoe's on a mission. Right, so we've got a factory Red Bull KTM out front. Then we've, and there's that Aiden Henry that's walking off the circuit. I think it might just be. So DeRoe, followed by Proctor, followed by Mark Carty. Where is Luke Grundy? Obviously, I didn't get the start that he wanted in this moto. And a brilliant start, whole shot at Moto 1. So Cameron DeRoe wants to retain that number 1 plate. MX1 and MX2 champion in 2024. 2 teammates, and that is Jaden Proctor, a little bit older, more experienced than his teammate, and that's Mark Carty. No team orders out with the factory out of Africa Yamaha team, and made the best man win. And most of the race teams over here don't have no team orders whatsoever. Right, final event out at weathered Motocross East London, Eastern Cape. Right, you can see a battle within a battle, a little bit further back down the field. Cader van Deventer, we now past, he can go first. Benseki can go past Ricky Roth out on that Malimi company Yamaha. And obviously his teammate Jesse Wright not riding today, but out at the track today. So the pace hunting up 5-6 riders abreast, a little bit further back down the field. Right, so it looks like Bolzeki's moved up into 5th place. Wow, Trey Cox. So 2 of our rookies in 4th, 5th place. Whoa, what's happened to Grundy? Luke Grundy won a Moto 1 and not running our top 5. So we've got a Red Bull KTM, 2 factory Yamahas, another Red Bull KTM rider, and then the gas rider of Bolzecki. Bolzecki doing so well, unfortunately, mishaps in that high school class, just losing water on that motorcycle. Right, Cameron DeRose, a man on the mission. I don't think he's used to coming second like he did in that first motor, and he's going to make sure that everything happens. And there's Brice Romans on the 22, just having his own little bit of a battle further down. I know a lot of these riders from East London also train out at the Ganubi Motocross track. We last raced there 14 years ago. 28, and that's Henley on the out of Africa Yamaha team. Younger brother Aiden running in the 125 class. So nice stacked field. Right, and does it look like our second place rider, Proctor, is catching up? I think he possibly is. Right, so the gap not too much between Duro and Proctor. Carty just hanging in there. So is Trey Cox, winner of the 125 high school class earlier. And then we've got Trent Bolzecki. Wow, just look at that big hole on the landing of that massive big tabletop. So all the bikes are landing there and just wrecking that landing. Massive airtime. Runs into a bit of shade, into the left hand, more shade, comes out, a bit of sunshine. Just floating that bike through the air. Just getting so much drive with these scoop tyres. Beautiful soil. Be nice if we could just take the soil and go dump it wherever we want to race motocross. Mark Carty on that number 24 machine. Oh, and who's gone down? Looks like mechanical problems there on the number 84 machine. And that's Marco Certi. That's had a bit of a mechanical issue there. Right, Duro now starting to go past some of the lappers. Looks like Duro's on a mission. Definitely on a mission. Not sure where Grundy is. But 2 Yamahas sandwiching Trey Cox and our race leader Cameron Duro. Bolzecki goes through. Oh, that Yamaha's chasing hard. That Yamaha's chasing hard. And both these riders, in actual fact, our top three, our top four, our top five riders have all ridden two classes today. Our top three, MX1 and MX2. And obviously, Walsecki and Trey Cox running 1, 2, 5 and the MX2 classes. Just shows how fit these riders are. Super athletes. Oh, just losing a bit of footing there is Mark Cardi. That foot just slid off. It looks like he's dropped back, but I think he's going to hang in there and just claim those valuable national championship points. Sure going to end up on the podium later with all the final results. Just over half race distance being completed. Yeah, the problem running so late in the afternoon, when you dive into some of those corners, the sunset is so low you can't see those berms. One just has to tip that helmet, and that's why these guys run peaks. Just as a bit of a sun visor as well. Just like the blinding sunset doesn't blind him down. Kader van der Punt is still running out there. Walsecki, Krikker van der Merwe, Jordan van Wyk on the 747, riding for the Ridgeway race team. Callum Marriott had a great ride in that first heat. But so the gap more or less stayed the same between Proctor and Cameron Duro. Good to see Cameron Duro fighting that bike. The track conditions deteriorating lap by lap. This track has done a couple of thousand laps today, so really been hammered and pushed to the limits. The number 16 of Kader van der Punt, he got a bit of a problem there. Saw him going down with his hand. So obviously a little bit of a problem there out on the LP Cox ASP Global Gas. But no change up at the front. Grundy, Proctor, Carty. Callum Marriott seems like he's maybe pulled up a notch or two. So Trey Cox slid in fourth place, just ahead of Trent Walsecki. Cameron Duro going around the back of the circuit. You can see still nice and moist down there. The sun starting to draw the water out, creating a little bit of humidity, but keeping the track in pristine condition. So still Duro from Proctor, from Carty, from Cox, from Walsecki. just hear the over rev as they come past our spectator area into that 180 degree, literally flat out through some of those deep ruts. Right, so still Cameron Duro. And I don't think too much race time. He's going to be heading towards the finish. And we'll just have to check and see when that last lap board comes out. Nice shot of Cameron Duro. So going to walk away with 2 red plates today in MX1 and MX2. Like he did last year, literally dominated both classes. And it looks like he's set to do that again. Oh, and just that bit of a boom just broke away from him there. I think hit it a little bit too hard. Trey Cox slanging into 4th place between the 2 factory Yamaha riders. But not too much race time left for Cameron Duro. Going to go through that left hand of 180. Going to be heading back down towards the start line. A couple of practices yesterday, 2 practices this morning, and on to his 4th moto. A sign of a true champion and an exceptionally talented sportsman. Super fit. Still no change out front. Riders going around the outside, some going the inside. Personally, I would go the outside. It is not as deep, as rutted. The braking bumps, acceleration bumps. And what we see, trust me, gives you no reflection. Kado van Deventer just circling around the tracks. Obviously, problems there for the number 16 machine, making his debut out in this MX2 class. Right, only a couple of laps left, and yeah, we certainly are going to have a great party out here at the weathered track. Right, now we'll follow our race leader, Cameron Duro. And I'm sure probably on his penultimate lap. Right, coming down past the mechanics, and the last lap board has gone out. So it's Cameron DeRoe from Jaden Proctor, Mark Hardy, Trey Cox, and Trent Volsecki. Just been handed some amazing ice just to get through this last lap. Right, so Proctor's found a little bit of pace there, but left it a little too late. The road knows exactly how to pace himself. A professional motocross rider knows exactly what he needs to do. Looks over his shoulder, just backed off a little bit. He knows he's got a gap between himself and the next rider. Right now, some excited fans down under the tree line. Now, DeRoe's very close to bagging those 25 national championship points. Goes over, he's going to be coming through, and switch over from our TV crew. And here comes Cameron DeRoe. That's exactly why he runs the number 1 plate. Going through the Joker lane, through into over that little bit of a top. There's going to be a bit of a tabletop, and he's going to see that checkered flag waiting for him. Off the inside line of Joker lane, goes over that double, and win for Cameron DeRoe. Wait for our second place rider, and that's going to be the factory Yamaha rider, and that is Jaden Proctor. Great ride there from Volsecki and from Cox as well. Right, folks, and once again, a fantastic day out in the Eastern Cape. And I'm sure it's going to be a party time. And we know the people down in the Eastern Cape, not scared, not shy, and obviously the weather is just absolutely brilliant. All right, and we'll just wait for some of these riders to come through. That is the final race of round 1 of the South African Motocross Championships, brought to you by the Border Motocross Committee and hosted by Shane Rutherford and the Weathered team. And obviously all our associated sponsors, TRP, Tarantino Racing Products, and Venture Sport, Bar Cargo, Bikewise, Prepsol, Second Technologies, and our co-sponsors, and that's Red Bull and Bandit Graphics. Right, folks, and obviously today we did a live commentary on circuit, as well as with our live streaming, and Rose Studios have brought us this brilliant coverage from myself, Grant Foley, and obviously on behalf of everybody at Motocross. We did have a lot of issues this morning with our live timing, unfortunately going down, blowing up, but that's why we love Africa. My control tower was way off circuit. I had a monitor, so I couldn't even sort of kind of see what was happening out on the circuit. But we will catch up with you. Round 2 coming pretty soon. Right, folks, once again, thank you so much. You can see all those riders in Park Ferme, and it's customary that they all go down there. And obviously, if there's any protests from a mechanical point of view, that's when the protests will happen. But we know these riders, they ride what they've got, and most of these bikes are pretty standard. So from myself, Grand Foley, many blessings and Godspeed to all of you, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Right, you know.